right? For you to take this compound interest plan, you can only do 3 years, 5 years, and what? And 10 years. However, if you want to do 2 years, right, what it's trying to tell is that this does not apply to you. So what really applies basically is just the normal simple interest. But currently, I think our minimum investment now is just 3 years, right? Right. So no minimum, just 3 years. So the minimum is still 3 years, right? So if they are going to do for 1 year, it's just simple interest. So you can do 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. With 2 years is not applicable. So what we have there is just the breakdown of how the whole compound interest works. That after 1 year, this is what happens. Because there's no compound interest after 1 year because it's just one capital. By the second year is what your first year's capital and ROI that becomes together to become your capital of the next year. Do you understand? So that's how the breakdown is done. The breakdown is for you to just explain to your client that after 2 years, this is what your money has become. After 3 years, this is what your money has become. At 3 years, yes, you can withdraw it off. If not, you have to wait for 5 years. If not, you have to wait for 10 years. Right? So I hope that's clarity. Do you understand, Isaac? Or you have any further questions? Isaac, all right, no feedback from Isaac. All right, so next we're going to be talking to. We've had a lot of people make sales over this year, right? So we're going to bring some of them one by one just to share the secrets of how they've been able to close these deals, right? Maybe there are some things we are missing, some things that we are not missing, basically. So I think we've had some people sell Gvest. We had Joshua sell Gvest. Okay, now we also Gvest, right? Joshua, and we have some people sell some real estate properties and so on and so forth. So I'll be calling Joshua. I'll be calling this is sorry. I'll be calling Queenette. I'll be calling Joshua. The reason why I'm talking about Queenette is that Queenette helps an associate to sell. I think she sold about 2 plots of land for an associate. So she talked to us on how she helped the associate sell that piece of land. So those of you that have been trying to talk to people to sell for them, right? How can you talk to them? How can you allay their fears? How can you tell them how they get their 10% for land, their 2% for GS, right? And Joshua will be telling us about how he closed the person that invested, what he told her, what he told him, what were the keywords, what were the difficult questions that we asked, right? So, Jamie, can you bring Joshua and Kenneth up, please? We just have 25 people here. I believe we have much more than this. So, can each branch manager ensure all their members of staff are here? It's quite important to have a very good attendance. Joshua, raise your hand so we can bring you up. Okay, Joshua is here. So yes, first of all, we want to first congratulate Joshua. Joshua was the highest salesperson for the month of January. So can you all just give a wonderful clap? Joshua is a big man now, you know that. So Mr. Joshua Lulano, so can you just tell us about the deals you closed in January? What were the difficult questions? How did you close them? Especially Gvest.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Farouk and Mr. Ikena. Thank you, everyone that is here. Right, I know we're going to learn a lot, also including our associate and staff. So straight to the question, the key question my clients were asking was about integrity, right? They knew that we were dealing with GTEX and we just asked a few questions and the deal was done. But I want to go straight to the point, which is Gvest. The client in question, he invested last year 20 million, right? And he told me he wanted more than, but because for some reasons he's kind of scared and stuff when it comes to money. He said he just wants to wait a while before investing more. And I begged him for referral. He said he would give back. So this year, after getting his returns, he got his first return. When he saw the way everything was, he was very impressed. He called me the next day, told me he was ready to reinvest. I've sent a link for this session to him. He told me he's in transit, but I hope before we end the join. right? So he invested again after seeing the way it was and how we fulfilled our promise, right? And I always tell investors something, right? We've been doing this for years, we've not defaulted more, we've not had a reason to default. And he had also, we still spoke, they still promised me that he has about two people who will still repair because he knows the way things go on, he knows the way things are, but he sees that GTX is very different when it comes to delivering promises. We promise what we can deliver and we meet up with deadlines. So that's about Gvest. He invested another 20 million this January and he's even still hoping to do more. So if you're here, you want to invest or you have people who want to invest, right, I can assure you that you are the right place, right? You get value for your money, right? But thank you, Farouk.
All right, fantastic. One of the key things that help us in our line of business is integrity, and integrity is actually our watchword. So when talking to clients, it's always important to emphasize the fact that we are trusted, we have integrity, we never fail to deliver on our promises, right? You can even leverage on some of our things that makes us unique. What are the things that makes us unique? Number one, we have 24/7 customer service, right? Number two, we are available in four different continents in the world. We're in Nigeria, that's in Africa. We have about seven different branches in Nigeria. We're in UK, we're in US, we're in Dubai as well, right? Another thing that makes us unique is that whenever people buy things from us, when they buy land from us, we send their documents to them wherever they are in the world, whether you're in Alaska, whether they're in Egypt, whether you're in Cote d'Ivoire, whether you're in Australia, your documents will get to your doorstep, right? So having this conversation with clients also emphasizes on the integrity that we have, right? That's why we talk to our customer carers. We're able to always reply to our mails, pick up their calls, right? Respond to when customer makes inquiries because your customer is always king. So how you treat your current customer is just a function of how you treat people that are actually coming in, right? So integrity is really, really important when it comes to how we operate in GDS and GTEX homes, right? So we have some clients ask you questions like, how can you be trusted, right? What's the probability we are going to give you what? We're going to pay our ROI. So one of the things you need to do is number one, send as many screenshots as possible. That's why the media team does a lot of these designs that says we pay this X amount to this person at this month, at this point of time. Share it as much as possible. This person invested at X time. At this day, we pay our ROI. At this day, we pay for everything, and so on and so forth. It's also important to know that when they ask you question, when do I get my ROI? Let them know that they get their ROI at the last day of the month they invested. So, for example, if they invest in March, I'm sorry, this is February 9th, 2023, right? And they want to collect their returns every year, for example, or they want to collect their returns every 3 years, they'll collect it at February 28th, right, of the subsequent year that they want to collect their returns, or on the leap year, they collect it on February 29th. So communicating this also helps in the process. Not that February 9th, 2024, they will send you a message that when is my ROI. Of course, you expect to give us customer service. They always do their job. They send emails ahead, but it's also important for you to communicate because communication is the reason why people tend to trust you better. Even when you're having some shortcomings, that's why we do here at GTEC. We always tend to communicate. Even we are not going to meet up with something, we tell you X and X, this is what is going to happen. Communication is the reason why major companies are being called as scammed at the moment because they always fail to communicate. So whether you are talking to a client, whether you are handling a client, always make sure you communicate. Even if you're not going to meet up with something, right? You schedule a call with your prospect for 4 p.m. tomorrow. You're not going to meet up. Just communicate. Don't allow the client to ask you questions first. The moment they start questioning, you tend to lose that integrity because GTEX is me, GTEX is you, GTEX is Mr. Ikena, GTEX is Mr. Joshua, GTEX is every one of us, and it's our duty to uphold, right, the culture, the key values of what GTEX is, which is integrity, which is part of our work. So I'm sure you have learned from what Joshua has said, right? If you have any questions, you can raise your hand up and ask Joshua these questions. So next we're going to have Quinette. Quinette closed deal for some consultants last month. So Quinette is just going to tell us about the interaction of the consultants, how she was able to solve their problem, how she was able to get a 0.1% by just closing a deal for a consultant or an associate. So Quinette, are you here?
Yes, I'm here for. Thank you very much for that intro. So actually, it was even 3 plots, not even two. So for me, what worked for me was was basically trust, patience, and what else will I add? First, you don't necessarily. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. I was reading something someone typed. So for me, trust is very, very important, and patience through the sales process is also very, very important. So you have been trying to convince this person, you've been trying to convince these people, and you are getting no response. Patience is very, very important. So for this particular client, it was even from last year. So she had even bought before. But unfortunately, she did not buy directly from her consultant. So the consultant was like, I really want to try, I want to sell. It's been difficult convincing. In fact, this woman has a record for real estate, blah, 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 excuses and all the rest. So I just took my time. Yes, everybody wants commission, but at the same time, here at GTEX, we're just more concentrated in creating a long lasting relationship. So it's not just about I want to make commission. It is also I want to create a beneficial relationship between you, that's the client, the consultant, and the company. It is very, very important. So because you have sold to this person or because this person has bought from a different company, does not necessarily mean the person will not buy from you. So when I started with this client, after getting what's it called, the report from the consultant, oh, this person did not buy from me directly. I want to sell to this person. I'm introducing this person to this company. So that was the start for me. I reached out to the lady. I tried to speak it. And she was like, "This Christmas, there's no money. There's no this. I want to finish what I have before I get any other thing." She gave a lot of excuses. But guess what? I took my time with her. First of all, I had to educate her on why she needed to buy the exact property I pitched to her. I did not just pitch any property. I gave a specific property and I gave my reasons. And I listened to her. She gave me her reasons why she would like to buy. That is, if she buys from me again. And I had to work based on that requirement. So I need a property. I can build a hotel, something that will yield income. What did I think about a very beachfront? It's situated strategically in a place where you are sure of your returns. I had to educate her first. It wasn't just sell. Yes, you have to make the sales, but you need to focus more on immediate learning. And through that process, you create a beneficial relationship. So the whole of that Christmas and all, she was not ready to buy. She just said, remember, she gave me her excuse. And I kept on following up with the consultant. Another thing I did with the consultant was trust. You know, it's very easy for you to tell someone you can, yes, you can sell for GTEX, you can get the property, you can get your commission. But they also need to trust you because you don't know, people have their personal, what's it called, events or things that must have happened between them and other companies. You are not the only person telling me this. What brings you out is just your uniqueness, something you do that the other person will not do. So when I got to that point, I was always carrying up always putting the consultant in the loop in every conversation. Oh, I've spoken to her, she said this. Oh, we spoke about one Naire. I kept the consultant constantly in the loop. So there was no communication gap. So it's like I'm dealing with this person since I'm the middleman. I'm making sure party A and party B is carried on along. That will build trust for both parties. So both the consultants and the clients will trust me to even buy again, would even need my recommendations for other things. So with that being said, we got to the point where she was like, okay, I've been seeing you talk more about this case. Tell me more. I started giving more reasons. I said, it's not just about but you don't have money, just secure this investment. It's going to be worth it. I gave her emphasis on people who bought as at 2020 and the amount they bought. I also showed her proof of people who are buying now. We had a lot of marketing strategies on that particular property, showing the actual worth of what you gain in this property. So now you can see that I'm not telling her buy is the best, I'm showing her proof that it is actually the best. And that's how we got to the point of, okay, I want to do this. I want 1.5 plots. You know, after she bought the first one, she bought in a different estate. It is trust. Remember, she was the same person who said, I don't have the funds. I don't have it yet. Remember, it's the same consultant who said it's quite difficult for me to pitch this product for this lady. So you just have to be in the entire process. The sales process is not just give me a product and I buy it. Customers have to trust you, they have to believe you, they have to be sure that you value them, you trust them, you are You are selling to them because you want them to make benefits. So that's what works for me. There are several processes, there are several methods. It just depends on the client you're dealing with, what they want, and what they want to achieve. So if you're able to do all of this, trust me, you can do it. So if you're a consultant, you have clients, you don't know how to talk to them, you can always reach out to the company. If you know how to talk to them, but you don't know what to say, you can reach out to us. That's why we educate people on the norms. And aside that, so if you know how to, if you know what to say, you can trust us, the brand that will give you the actual product. It's not every product we advertise that is suitable for every client. So we have projects for land banking, we have the one for immediate sales, you can start developing. We have several projects. So you also have to know what is suitable for the client. So just like I said, that's what works for me. And you can try to put some of this into practice depending on who you are talking to. And trust me, we're just a step away to making that sales. Thank you, Farah.
Fantastic. That's the absolute truth. Yes. And what she's saying is actually a testament of the speaking to everyone, right? Always put your customer asking, right? Because to the actual fact, we are into real estate business. There's something you should always do, even before you sell a property, right? Do you believe that for every client that buys from you, don't do any favor? Not that they keep you favor. Let me come again. Everybody that buys from you, right? You don't then huge people. Because in the next few years, the property becomes theirs, the investment is theirs. By the time they are making money from those investments, they're not going to remember you. They're not going to say, oh, it's X person that sold, right, this thing to me, right? They're not going to say, I did this guy a favor by buying a property that is worth millions today or worth billions today. What they're going to say is, I made a fantastic decision by buying from this person. I made a great decision by what? By investing in this person. So talking to a client, right, there's this confidence you need to talk to them with that. I am doing you a favor, right? And now it's a matter of which of these favors you do. You want to buy in this location, you want to buy in this location, or do you want to invest? Because if you get dilemma some clients actually have is, do I invest in real estate by buying properties? Or should I invest by dropping my money in stocks and collect ROI one day? So let me throw this question to everybody here. I know some of you are in the chat section. Can I just like, if you had 20 million naira to pay, right, for investment, we rather buy a piece of property or we subscribe to Gvest and collect returns daily or every 3 years. I want to see as many answers as possible. We have over 29 people here. Let me see the answers that you have. Right, just tell me. Will you buy a real estate property or rather invest in real estate and collect ROI yearly or every 3 years? Let me see your let me see your answers. Which one do you prefer? Will you invest by buying a property or invest in real estate and collect returns yearly, every 3 years or every 5 years? I want to see your answer, please. Just so we can understand, everybody understands what we're doing here. What we do with 20 million? Invest in Gvest or do what? Or buy a piece of property. I don't know whether it's from my end, but I cannot see any response so far. Want to ask a question? No response, no response. What's going on? We invest in right here or we buy a piece of property. Mr. Philip says, I'd rather invest in Gvest to get yearly ROI. Okay, more response, more response. Right, because this is why we are doing this webinar. Right, because before you even invest, you have to understand what is your mission, what is your purpose, why you even invest in property. Right, why do you want us to do a favor by giving you a property that will give you high returns on investment over a period of time? Why do you want us to give us you an opportunity for investing your millions in naira, millions of dollars, and get ROI yearly every 3 years or every 5 years? So it's only Mr. Philip that knows what to do with 20 million. These are the rest of us want to play Bet Niger or bet with. All of you want to jack with 20 million naira. Right. So let's get a response, guys. Let's get a response. Let's get a response. Because I'm actually going somewhere. What's 11,700? Isaac, I don't get what you're saying. What do you mean by 11,700? Fitness says invest with Gvest. Okay. Okay. Right. So Mr. Philip, So Lola, this is I'd rather invest in US. Wow, this is great. Right. So let me just explain why I asked that question because our invest in GBS is guaranteed. Okay, that's good. So basically, difference between investing with GBS like this and buying a piece of property is because one of them is fixed, the other one is not fixed. Right. So when Isaac said it's guaranteed, yes, that makes a lot of sense. So for example, if I want to put my money into GBS and you're telling me you'll be giving me GBS promises you 18% ROI every year. What this means is that I know what I'm going to get every 3 years. I know what I'm going to get every year, right? It's a fixed investment, right? You know what is going to come with you at this period of time. That's why people actually go for it. If I want to buy a real estate property, it's so much more. Number one, I can use that property to take loans, right? Number two, I can actually buy this property because I want to put it in my name, right? I need to tie this thing for a very long time. So, for example, GVS is time bound, right? After 5 years, after 10 years, it's done. But if you want to buy a piece of property to create a legacy, like I want to keep this forever in my family, I want to buy this property because I want to have it for the next 50 years. You go for real estate properties. But if your client is saying, I want something short term, in 3 to 5 years, I want to make my money back quick, right? You can recommend it to GVS because you know that after 5 years, right, they can get their capital. If someday can put their money in and what and bring it out, right? For real estate, they want something longer, right? They can put their money into that. However, the secret again is that real estate also gives you a higher returns in terms of when you do what you call land bank, when you buy a piece of property when it's still affordable, right? Like some of the properties that we had when we launched it for as 2 million naira, some of them are going for as high as 10 million naira at the moment. That's something you may not get in US. But again, difference is that in GFS, your returns are what are guaranteed in terms of you know what is going to come at a particular point in time. You know how long you have to wait. So, for example, you can buy a property for 1 million, and because of the development surrounding that location, it may not mature for the next 10 years. Perhaps you buy a property in a place that is not actually commercially viable. Maybe you did a very wrong investment, right? You buy a property in, let's say you buy a property in Okoko now. Sorry, I just have to bring that up in Okoko now. There's nothing commercially going on in Okoko. Make sure the property is going to appreciate it, right? So you can buy a property for 2 million and you wait for 10 years, and in 10 years' time, it's just 3 million naira. Meanwhile, you buy a property in Ibejuleki for, let's say, 20 million naira now, and in the next 10 years, it becomes 60 million, 70 million, 80 million, because you have the Dangote refinery and so on and so forth, right? So these are the things that makes real estate investment not fixed. Do you understand? But for GVS, all you have to just find a company that is already buying and building projects. Like what we are doing today. That's why we're having this webinar today. Because we are raising 10 billion naira in 2023 to build 1,000 housing units. To actually buy into those projects. Once you say, hey, I like what you guys are doing. Yes, I trust you. Yes, I think you can actually do this. I'm interested in how much you be giving me every 2 years, how much you be giving me every 5 years, how much you be giving me every 10 years. And hey, this is what I want to do. Right. So this makes sense for those of you that want to understand the differences between investing in real estate property and investing with a real estate company. Right. So just like how we said, integrity is our watchword. Joshua shared a lot of this, how people bought because of the fact they saw that we paid returns on investment, we do not delay, right? We even send them a screenshot, we send them a mail after like, hey sir, your investment is due in 2 years, in 2 weeks time. We're going to send you your returns on this date, right? Perhaps on 31st. And on the 30th, we trade those returns and say, hey, good day, sir, thank you so much for investing in us. Your ROI is due for example, February 27, 28. From paid it on February 27. Kindly confirm your payment. These are what investors want to hear. And this is why we are getting more people to invest with us. Yes, we sold out at 2 million, we sold out at 5 million, sold out at 1 million. The lowest we can get now is 10 million to show that people are investing with us, right? So that's why I'm holding this webinar. Why are you investing, right? What is the vision of investments? Where is your money going to? What projects are we trying to bring, right? What is green and smart? Why should we invest in a green and smart business, right? How do you think that's going to recoup their money that they're going to give us right now? And that's why I'm holding this webinar. Our GMD CEO, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. So you have people that you know have the financial capability. Tell them, hey, good day, sir, good day, ma. I have an investment opportunity for you. where you know that you're going to put your money into this thing and you're going to get as high returns as possible. 20%, 18%, 16%, 24%, 26%, depending on how much is going to come into this project. And hey, in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, a couple of years, right, you're going to see what you invested in, right? You can even convert your investment at due date into that project. So, for example, you invest in this is actually is an expo, right? GTEX is selling a property for let's say 20 million naira now, right? And you have only 10 million naira. Do you know you can put your 10 million in a compound interest? And after 10 years, your money matures to a certain amount. At that point in time, perhaps your business has grown, you've had a lot of money. You can say, hello, sir, hello, ma, right? I know you have a new project selling for 60 million at that point in time. Can you convert, right? This money I want to collect, can you convert it into a real estate asset? Because now I've made a lot of money for the short period of time. I want to tie this money into a real estate property for a long period of time. So perhaps that's what you're thinking at the moment, right? I cannot afford a real estate property, but I can afford your 10 million naira GBS. Perhaps you are just by bench lucky that is selling for 40 million you want to invest in. And you say, okay, can I put this 20 million I have in the next 3 to 5 years with our compound interest scheme? It may have matured to about 60 million. Perhaps then you have a new project I can key into. Right. So this is another way GBS actually comes in. Not only does it help you to manage your finances, to plan accordingly, it also helps you to grow your finances, right? To do what you want to. Maybe you have this goal of starting a new company in the next 5 years, and you don't have enough capital, right? Rather than putting your Dr. Sim will say it's not called savings, it's called savings, right? Because they use your money to invest and they give you. I got an alert from GT Bank today, right? Sorry, it was income tax. They remove 150 this scarcity period, whereby we're using 100 naira to collect 1,000 naira, right? 1,000 to collect 5,000 naira, right? This is what the bank does for you. For your money in GVest, right? GVest will not give you maintenance fee. They will not give you stamp duty. All it does is that they give you guaranteed return on investment, right? So whether you're an associate or a staff, these are the things you need to communicate to some of us. And this is why we have a lot of investors that are skilled into this because we call them smart investors. They've understood that it's not about making money and keeping money and saving money, right? How do you want to multiply these returns? How do you want to multiply this your money and get what we call dividends and what we call returns on your investment? And this is what the goal and the vision of dividends is all about, right? This is how we're going to help people to grow their income. And yes, in the midst of that, what tech does is that we take this money and we build as much green and smart homes as possible, right? To help solve climate change, right? To help provide accommodation, to help provide a green, sustainable environment, right? To build green and smart homes that satisfies the edge to go 8, 9, 10, which I believe, right? So not only are you keen to a project that is actually visionary, not only are you keen to a project that is actually feasible, not only are you contributing to the society, we are also getting dividends. You're also getting returns on investment in return. Right? So that's why I said investing with GTEX homes is not doing GTEX a favor. It's doing yourself a favor. So for example, you're walking around Lagos Ibadan Expressway and say you see Peru rough estate along Lagos Ibadan Expressway, and they're like, who are those that are like I contributed to this? Right? This is something of pride. It's a thing of pride that I contributed to this. And not only did I understand the value of where they are going to, only do I actually have returns of investment to show. And by that time, we can say, okay, hey, for an investor, we're giving you a special offer for being an investor to actually key into this project, right? Because next, like me, as a staff on GTEX, right, in the next 5 years, when GTEX are actually house in GTEX, right, tell Dr. Simi that, Dr. Simi, sir, I'm sorry I did not key into this and say, can I get it for now? No, to be a slap in my face, right? So this is why we're having this webinar to show you the vision of GTEX, right? Where we are going to, what we want to achieve, what our goal is, right? Our goal is to bring 25,000 green and smart homes by the year 2035, and it starts now, right? What we need is 10 billion naira, right, to start our first 1,000 housing units. And it's a thing of joy. I know that we're actually going to achieve it. You with me, every one of us here is part of the vision, right? All branch managers, can we get more people here? 31 is actually too small for the number of staff and associates that we have, right? So let's keep sending this as much as possible, right? So, Mr. Ikena, right? So can you just tell us the total amount of outright that we pay in the month of January, so we can know how much you paid in January and so on and so forth. So we can understand that we actually have investors that can collect their investment yearly, on a yearly basis. So it's like, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Farouk. That's indeed been so for the returns on investment. We pay investors a minimum of 30 million naira every month, right? And this is as a result of the amount they invested. We paid a particular investor 9,600,000 naira that invested 40 million. So we have them in their series. We have some that invested. We have some that invested 50 million. We have some that invested 40, right? So at the end of every month, we will pay an average of 50 million naira only on returns on investment. Imagine you are part of these investors. Imagine you are part of these guys that invested last year, or part of, or your consultant or your client invested. So that means at the end of this month, your client is cashing out his or her returns on investment. So for the month of February, we are paying same all through the year. We are paying a minimum of 30 million naira for investors who have invested over the years, right? So if you are investing today, just like Farouk explained, if you are investing today, being the 9th of February 2023, and your investment plan you chose is returns on investment annually, there are three categories of which you can withdraw your returns on investment. You can either withdraw per annum or in the next 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. So these are different categories you can withdraw your returns on investment. But whatever is the case, every month we pay out returns on investment because we have over 200 investors as we speak, both in Nigeria and in diaspora that have invested, and we are still accommodating. Also, we have sold out the 2 million and 5 million naira investment because we have a max we can accommodate per category, right? So, and I'm very sure before the first quarter turn of this year, we, we must have sold off the category of 10 million naira. Yes, because people are investing, are taking advantage of this percentage of return on investment for Gvest. So if you are pitching this to your clients, you are pitching this to your prospects, one of the things you made them to understand is Gvest is rapidly growing fast, right? Because of its rates. It's an appreciable rate. Real estate business never depreciates. That's one of my marketing tools. If I'm marketing a prospect, I'll let them to understand that this business, real estate, it never depreciates. It has never depreciated. It has been since inception. So you key into this is like key into a lifetime investment where your returns is guaranteed. You don't need any documents to tell you that your investment is guaranteed. As long as it's real estate, it's a tangible asset you are investing into. Tangible land, house, these are tangible assets you're investing. So this only has guaranteed your returns on investment per annum, right? So you might decide to withdraw your investment and your capital and your returns per annum. You might decide to withdraw after 3 years. You might decide to withdraw after 5 years, as the case may be. But note that every month we pay returns on investment at a minimum of 30 million naira. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That's, that's actually what we're doing, right? So, this 5 minutes to 4. So the program is uh, about to start, right? So we having Dr. Stephen Akintayo talk more about what we do this morning, right? Because what's important was like communication, right? So what do you want to achieve? Right? Why 10 billion? Like when people actually ask me, how do you estimate? How do we just call these figures? Right? Because being in real estate business is actually something that gives people what we call the ability to change the whole industry, right? And what we are doing in Steps Homes, in Steps Holding, what the vision of Dr. Stephen has used that we are using to sustain, that is telling us what we're doing, how we're doing it, right? What we need to do and how we want to achieve it. It's all down to this moment, right? Because there's no how we're going to build 1,000 housing units without income, right? And Steps has a policy: we don't take loans from banks, right? Because we understand that the hands of our investors has to be in the hands of the company. Sorry, the future of our investors has to be in the hands of the investors and the company alone, right? Because whenever you're having third party like banks come in, that's where you kind of see people what do you call it? What do you call this agency that is in charge of debt? Yeah, AMCON, right? We've seen cases in the past whereby people just steal estates without any notice, right? There was a case last year's. I really don't want to mention names, right? Whereby people actually lose their homes because of what the real estate company has gone ahead to take some loans, right, and you to develop, and they've been unable to offset those loans. And those loans are really, really crazy because they tend to escalate over a period of time. So realize that what better way than to create a model whereby the people that are actually going to make money from this are not actually banks, but rather than the investors. Because what happens is that you borrow money from bank profits from these things with your money that you have in the bank. Like we said before, we call it shadings, right? The bank takes a lot of money, right? Loans it to a real estate company, gets returns and pay you nothing. Right. So rather than do that, why not just go to the real estate companies themselves? Right? Give your money to them and collect those interest. Right. That's why I'm saying GVET is a way for you to actually make money, right? Make returns on your investment. Right. So this is why we're having this webinar. This is why we're having this way to communicate to you, right? Telling you what is important in this vision, how you can influence this vision, how you can make money from this vision, how you can be a part of this vision, and why we are saying 10 billion naira is available. Sorry, it's enough for us to build 1,000 green and smart, sustainable homes, right, in Nigeria. So we always keep the time here at 10 homes, right? This is 3:57. I believe all our speakers are available. Do we have Dr. Stephen here? That's Dr. Stephen here. Okay. Can you bring up Vivian as well, please? Vivian should be here as well. Vivian, can you raise your hand? Please? She's here as well. Just in the panel session, and we can proceed. So, Dr. Stephen, sir, are you ready for us, sir? Thumbs up. Does anyone have any questions so far before we proceed, please? All right, no questions. So
Please
before we proceed,
send me Zoom the login details to this particular Zoom account.
okay, sir. Jamie, can you be on top of that now, please? All right, before we proceed, we always start everything with a prayer, right? So we're gonna have Mr. Joshua Lugano. Can you give us a prayer to this event? And we're going to start.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Farouk. Thank you, Mr. Farouk. Yeah, brief prayer. Our Lord, our Father, we thank you for this program. Please lead us. Just yourself.
I think I lost you, Joshua, for this. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you're joining us from, please just type your name and where you're joining us from. You're welcome to today's webinar. And this webinar is hosted by Gvest and GMP CEO of Gvest Holdings, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. And the title of this webinar is Raising 10 billion naira to build 1,000 green and smart sustainable homes in the earth. This webinar is what this project is all about, what you stand to gain, what are different projects that we have in GTEX Holdings, what are different ways you can maximize investment in GTEX Holdings, why we need 10 billion naira, and how you can be a part of this, right? And our major speaker is none other than the GMP CEO of GTEX Holdings, the visionaire, right, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Good afternoon, sir. Dr. Stephen.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Fantastic, sir.
I would like us to start with the video I did last week on Gvest at Bodge. Is that possible?
Yes, that can be done within the next 3 to 5
Okay,
minutes.
beautiful. But I'd like to know those who are here. Your name, what you do, where you're joining us from. Let's just get to know those who are here, please. So I would be grateful if I can have that. So as you guys are joining us, your name, what you do, where you're joining us from, it would be great if you can do that. Can you send the login to me on WhatsApp if you can? I'm Celestine Mirabella from Norway. Mirabella from Norway, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Who else do we have here? Ike Namba from Lagos, thank you. Who else? We have Fortune Tam Gravel, Benin City. Pastor David from DRC Congo. Joe from Lagos. Ola from Dubai. Isaac from Lagos. Okay, who else is here? Abatunde from Nigeria will, of course, state the specific location. Another Isaac from Port Harcourt. Blessing from Abuja. Who else is here? And by the way, please invite other people. Of course, if they can afford what we're doing here, invite them. If they can't, maybe they will do other things we do later. Victor from Abeokuta. Charles Tommy from Akwa Ibom. How's Akwa Ibom today? We need to open an estate in Akwa Ibom, particularly Uyo. Richard from Lagos. Charles Tommy, how good to have you here, Charles Tommy. Where again are you joining us, Charles Tommy? Can you confirm again? David from Abeokuta. Ololade from Abeokuta. Israel Wanga from Abuja. Okay. Charles Tommy is joining us from Uyo. Good. Honestly, we need to open an estate in Uyo. And we definitely have Uyo in mind. And we will, by the grace of God, open an estate there. As you guys are joining us, we're taking time to know each other. Madu Jennifer from Port Harcourt, you're welcome. Who else is here? So please tell us your name. Tell us where you're joining us from. We'd like to know you better. I really do appreciate knowing you better. So who else is here? One from Abeokuta. There are a lot of people from Abeokuta here. It's like my town people decide to show up today. By the way, I'm from Abeokuta anyway. Tochi from Lagos. Welcome. So good. Edward from Abuja. You guys are welcome, and I want to thank all of you for coming, taking your time. Adeola Owoduni from UK, thank you. I really want to thank you for coming. I really am grateful. My next conversation before I go into today's presentation is a thank you message to all existing investors with Gvest. You know, I always say my case is that of heavy trust. You know, sometimes I ask myself, why do you guys really trust, right? Because one of the biggest issues we face if you're from Africa is trusting anybody, right? And you have the right not to trust people because many people have betrayed that trust over time. And for a lot of you to have, trusted our brand and be part of what we do, I want to say thank you. Okay? Real big thank you for joining us, for trusting the brand, for believing in the brand all this year. Mohammed, where are you joining us from? All parts of the world? So I'm really grateful for the trust, the love. Celestine Tingno says, I'm not a Nigerian, but I love you because you love someone I love. Bishop Oyedepo. Okay. Muhammad from Abuja, thank you for joining. Right. By the way, GTEX is not a Nigerian company, we're a global brand. And GTEX is also not a religious organization. Yes, the founder is a Christian, but we have multiple religions. In Dubai, Muslims are the highest religion, followed by Buddhists. So Christians are even the least in our office here in Dubai. So we're a company for the whole of the world. We're not, I personally, those who know me know that I'm very spiritual, but I don't believe in religion. I'm not, into, okay, we want to work with somebody from this religion or that religion or this ethnicity or that ethnicity. Competence is always what we believe in and what we stand for. But back to the conversation, I want to thank every existing investor. So I would like to know, if you're an existing investor with us at Gvest, can you indicate? Just type, I'm an existing investor. I'm an existing investor. Anyone here? If you're an existing investor with us at Gvest, kindly just indicate and just type, I'm an existing investor. I'd like to know you guys and celebrate you guys. Because like I said, it takes a lot to have many of you trust the brand and invest. Now, how many of you are existing investor with us at Gvest? Okay, if you have currently invested with us at Gvest, kindly type, I'm an existing Gvest investor. Okay, I know we have a lot of new investors joining us tonight who are about to invest. In fact, many had reached out to me, confirming our account detail, they're making payments and all that. But I just want to confirm. So Celestine Signal says she's an existing Gvest investor. Wow, and you're not a Nigerian. By the way, that's another thing. I realized that some of our investors are not Nigerians. We have Chinese who invested with us, not even just in Gvest, we invested in buying land. And they're from China. They're not even Nigerians. And that goes again to tell you that we're indeed a global company and not local in any way. Any other investor, thank you, Celestine, for being an investor. Babatunde Ashabon, thank you for being an investor. I appreciate you. I also want to ask my next question. Again, before going to my presentation, pardon me to ask all these questions and appreciate and give honor to those who honor is due, because we're here because some people had invested with us. How many of you who had invested in Gvest had gotten to your maturity stage and Gvest paid you your money? Do you have anyone here? Right? You invested with Gvest and your money had gotten to the maturity stage and you got your money. Oh, Celestine, you again. You know what? Admin, please pull up Celestine. I need to meet Celestine. Okay? I really need to meet this person. Celestine, pull up Celestine. Celestine, if you don't mind, I'd love to know you. They'll pull you up and just get to meet you and ask you a few questions. How did you get to invest with Gvest? What has been your experience? This, and to confirm again, because again, one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Also, I'm still waiting for more people. If you're a Gvest investor and your maturity period was due and Gvest paid you, kindly indicate I got paid, please. I just love to know. And the reason why we're doing this again is because we know there are some other new investors who are here, and we needed to, because I've been doing a lot of articles in recent time. Sometimes people think I show off, and what they don't know is that I'm not showing off. I'm just marketing, right? And I've given several scriptural backup to some of those conversations, that the Bible talks about the fact that you do not put on a light and put it under the bed. Okay? You have to show it, because most people don't believe social media. So if you don't show, right, there's just an assumption that is not real. So, Celestine, how are you today? I can't hear you, Celestine. You need to unmute or...
Oh, yeah. I was at the library and it's cold. It's winter. I want to get my jacket so that I can go out. Because I can't shop in the library.
Oh, that's fine. I guess your Celestine probably is based in the UK or somewhere.
No, I'm in Norway.
Norway. Okay, Celestine.
Yeah.
Is in Norway.
Sorry, it's
originally you are from DRC Congo, right?
Naire, I'm from Cameroon.
You're from Cameroon. Oh, nice. We have a good number of Cameroonians in our Dubai office. Nice, really, really good to know. So, how did you get to hear about Gvest? This Gvest investment. How do you get to hear about it? Hello, Celestine, are you there? Hello.
Yes, hello, Dr. Stephen. I'm so happy to talk with you, sir.
Nice meeting you, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure and an honor.
The honor is mine, and it's good to meet you. And I'm happy to meet you, because one of the issue I have is I don't know most of our investors, and any opportunity to get to know you guys, it gives me so much joy. If I remember, I sometimes meet some at the airport. I was coming to Dubai one day. I met this lady and said, hello. And she greeted me so warmly. I say, and I said, I'm one of your investors. I almost like, wow, thank you so much. So thank you for being an investor with us at Gvest. How did you get to know about us?
I know, actually, I first of all know you, and then I tried to listen to you, what you were doing on your page. I discovered you, I think, on Facebook, and what you were doing. And then I heard your story. I was so passionate about that. And mostly, yes, I know it's not a Christian organization, because I've been having problem of trust. And then I watched the way you were doing, and my spirit connect. And above all, you love Bishop David Oyedepo, and that's somebody I follow, I think, since my Christian journey. That was one of my greatest motivation. And then it has been good, the journey, sir.
Wow, interesting. So how much did you invest?
2 million, not so much.
2 million. Yeah. And you got your returns from Gvest?
Yes, I got it, and then I got it. I was actually supposed to get it since, but I was having problem of having it because of bank account. I didn't have a Nigeria bank account, and then the company tried to contact me, several times to send it, but I finally found somebody that had a Nigeria bank account and everything was done, sir.
Good. I'm happy to know that the team, because another thing is, and you need to confirm this, because sometimes people reach out to me thinking that I'm the one to do one thing or the other. Did you have to talk to me for anything to be done? Because some people always think I run GTEx, so because they see me advertise, they think I'm the one they need to talk to. Did you have to talk to me at all?
Actually, sir, I discovered you also on WhatsApp because I got your number. One time we have communicated on WhatsApp before, because the first time when I wanted to invest, because it was difficult, and then I call you, and then you send me a link from your WhatsApp, and then through that link, and that is where I got to know, because I didn't have a Nigeria account, and then it was in Norway, and then the bank here in Norway is quite skeptical for everything going on in Nigeria. I needed to send a lot of documents for the bank to confirm the money to go. And the money stayed so long on the way before it took like more than 10 days before he reached Nigeria, because the bank here in Norway delayed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news about that is that we are working very hard, and very soon we will be able to help those of you who have this issue of wanting to not having to send money to Nigeria. We are trying to get a SEC license in the US. Mm-hmm. So hopefully before the end of this year, we'll do that. And with that license, we'll be able to have people send money directly to our US account. And it will be used for that same purpose. We just didn't want to do that to avoid situations where we don't have the regulation, and then people are now, putting, since the core investment we're doing is in Nigeria, as much as we have expanded to Dubai, to US, to UK, we wanted to get the regulatory license before people pay money into any. We have a lot of international accounts, but you know how issues of tax, issues of money laundering works internationally. So if you don't just get their SEC license and they officially know that people are investing through you, they may think that you are doing tax evasion, right? And you may run into a lot of trouble. So that's why for now we're sticking to because in Nigeria we're a licensed cooperative, so we have the legal right to be able to put people together, have them invest in what we're doing. But hopefully very soon we'll be able to do that of the US, and it will be a lot easier. But once again, thank you for investing. I appreciate you, and thank you for coming here, confirming you were able to invest, confirming that your money was paid, and it was even our team calling you to see how they can pay your money to you. I'm impressed. How professional was our team that attended to you? Were they very professional?
I think the first, before I even invested, I think the customer service is quite very good. The young guy is from Dubai, he was with him because you were the one that gave me his number. Yes, and then I don't a number indicated to the you. I don't know if it's really you or your secretary that gave the number to me, and then and the person was, the customer service was quite good. I really appreciate. And yes, the team has reached out to me to pay, but the return delay because I was not able, but I didn't want the money to be paid back in Norway because of also tax. I wanted it to be sent to my original country, Cameroon, but it was difficult. It has been very difficult, but I succeeded to get a friend that stays in Nigeria, and then they send the money to the person so the person can reach out to me. I think the customer service is quite very good.
Beautiful. For your next payment, I think you can always open I don't know if you have a Cameroon account. I think it's a lot easier to move. Ikena, I'm sure it's easier to move funds from Nigeria to a Cameroon account.
Yeah, but I sent the Cameroon account. They said that it wasn't possible. And then I couldn't get it from Cameroon account. That means and now I just have to go towards the third party. That's it. And then also, also to send it. As you were saying, Dr. Steven, that to arrange is good because Norway, everything where you are doing business in Nigeria, I don't know why it's so difficult. The bank will not approve any transaction. I had to send a lot of documents to prove that I wasn't because I don't know, maybe they are protecting their customer or being scammed. I don't actually know why.
Days to be processed. So I called her this morning to send a Nigerian account number, which she did, and
Yes,
we
sir.
transferred the returns to her this morning.
Yes, sir. You did that, sir. You get me the message. That's why I respond, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you did, sir.
Okay, beautiful. I'm happy to hear, and
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping that these are also issues we can, Ikena, we can look into. Inter-transfer across African countries,
Mhm.
right? Because a lot of our investors are in diaspora, and you're right, many don't want their returns back to the Western world because of tax purposes, and
Yeah.
many won't mind the money going back to another, rather go back to the African account. So
Yeah.
we'll look into that and improve that. So next time you won't need to use a third party.
Okay,
But
sir.
thank you for investing. I appreciate you. And thank you for
Thank you, sir.
coming to share your story. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Can we all
Thank you,
clap
sir.
for her?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Everybody clap for Celestine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have any other existing investor here who also their returns, the maturity has been due and they have gotten their money back? Do you have any other existing investor? Right? I will appreciate you indicating. One of the things that for me is very, very important, I've said this over time, when a company is doing right. So if you are one of the existing investors and you've got your return is due and you got it, kindly type me, please. Right? Just type me. One of the major things I've always said that we need to do more in Africa, companies that do well and treat us well, we need to state the story, because it's when we share our story, we encourage more people to invest, and GTEx needs money. We're trying to raise $20 billion to really execute our 200 estates. Can you help me bring Pastor Emmanuel Shobowale, please? Let me bring him up. Right, so we're trying to raise $20 billion, and that's not small money. And the more GTEx succeed, the more returns you get, the more your investment is protected, the more success it's for you as well. So I want to encourage us, we need to spread the good news when we're dealing with companies that treated us well, because oftentimes as Africans, is when we have bad experience, we start talking. When we have good experience, we don't even say jack. And it's a culture that needs to change and improve, right? It is a culture that needs to change and improve. I've had people reach out to me over one or two challenges they've had, just similar to what Mrs. Celestine talked about, where they needed to send her money back, but the account she gave wouldn't work with the banks. And I've seen people reach out to me like that. And when the issue eventually, I follow up with the company to know what the staff are doing. And when the issue is eventually resolved, even though at the beginning of the issue, they reach out to me, now that it's resolved, they didn't even reach out to say, hey, thank you, things were resolved. And we have to build up a new culture of the same way we complain, we need to celebrate good things that same way. And I think this is very, very important that we do. So we have here one of our investors as well, Pastor Emmanuel. How are you today? How is Port Harcourt? Are you still in Port Harcourt? Him, I know, right? I know him because he used to be my pastor here in Dubai, but he's left Dubai now. So I know him, but because I don't know most of our investors. So how is Port Harcourt?
Well,
Hello.
fine. Port Harcourt is doing great. Opportunity to thank the staffs and beginning with you, the Chief Executive Officer of GTEX Holding. As a matter of fact, I've gotten my returns, and in fact, a week before that time, it was due, maybe like a week, and I got a mail saying that we are sorry, there's a little delay, and as soon as we resolve that, you'll get your returns. I said, okay, that's fine. Lo and behold, I was the promised date was on Monday, and in the night of Sunday, I just saw an alert. I just left it because I was tired. By the time I woke up to see it, I saw that it was my return that was already credited, and it was prompt, and I want to sincerely appreciate the entire company. And the only regret I had, it's not a regret actually. I was saying to myself, if I'd known, or if I'd had enough finances then, I ought to have made more. I ought to have invested more, because if I'd invested more, I'll have gotten more more returns.
Very true. By the way, James is our branch manager in Port Harcourt. Can you pull up James? James, you have a client in Port Harcourt. You need to at least visit him and
Okay.
And I hope I hope you will reach out to him, and I think that's very, very important.
Thank you. And the other property we got, I had one or two dealings with some individuals in Abuja, and something I discovered, the documentation, right? For the one for GTEX has the survey and also has the deed of assignment. But there are some, when they do their own documentation, is either you have the survey without deed of assignment, or you have a deed of assignment without a survey, and they are making a lot of promises. But my friend was telling me, I said, well, the one I got from GTEX, I didn't only get the deed of assignment, I also got the survey plan. So I was wondering, I said, well, that's why you need to invest with a company like GTEX. But well, I hope they sort it out with him, because they only gave him a deed of assignment. So I'm just saying this to say that you guys, you are doing a great job. And the other lady was saying that the staffs, they did handle that well. I must confess that the same with me too. The staffs have been phenomenal. They have done well. All the while I was making payment, it was a rare, the conversation was a nice one. I had a good transaction, and then I can't wait to do business with to continue to do business with GTEX. Once again, I want to say thank you, sir. Thank you to all the staffs. You are appreciated, and we look forward to doing greater things with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, and thank you for everyone that is on board.
Thank you, by the way, for that testimony.
Mr. Emmanuel, it will be a pleasure to have you in our Port Harcourt office.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Please feel free to reach out anytime. My name is James Dion, and I'm privileged to be the branch manager for GTEX.
All right.
It will be nice to have you.
We'll come around.
We even need him to come and pray for your office, so that Port Harcourt will sell more than other branches. right?
Amen. It's
So
nice.
Thank
It's
you,
very
sir.
nice.
All right.
thank you,
Thank you.
sir. I appreciate you for that. I want to thank you. And like I said again, I'm grateful to all of you who are willing to share your testimony. And those testimonies mean a lot to me because, like I said, oftentimes what I notice in Africa, when people have good experience, they don't share it. When they have bad experience, they are ready to complain to the rooftop. And it's a culture we need to change, right? We must celebrate organizations that are doing well. No company is perfect. There are times where there are one or two hiccups, which is normal to any business. Okay. But when companies do their best to give you value, at least acknowledge it. You're encouraging them to do more. Once again, welcome to this 10 billion naira fundraising webinar. GTEx is raising a 10 billion naira for our 1,000 housing unit project. Now we need more than 10 billion. For the project to be completed, we need about 50 billion naira. This is aside what we will need for the golf course and the commercial aspects. But just for fencing, infrastructure, residential, we need about 50 billion. But the 10 billion is enough to kickstart the project across 9 locations. I'm going to be showing you these 9 locations and why they are the right locations for us to put in this kind of investment. So what we're doing with the 10 billion is the initial kickoff. Most people want to buy houses, are willing to even pay double if the house is already completed or almost completed. And that's what we have noticed as a pattern. So our goal and our strategy is that for those of you who are able to invest, you are being able to be part of the profits when we eventually get the properties completed, either from what we earn from renting, because not all will sell, some will be renting and getting rental income. Most of it will be sold. So you will definitely now be part of those earning as we build and sell those houses. So let me go on with my slide. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I'm the founder of GTEx Holdings. We're into real estate, agriculture, software development, agriculture, media, logistics, e-commerce, and so on. Okay, we're in US, UK, Dubai, and Nigeria. I'm a member of the Forbes Business Council. I've written about several articles on Forbes. This is one of it, 6 tips to building your business to an empire. You can take the screenshot of this and watch this video and read this article. It's going to be helpful. One of my latest articles is 5 tips for maximizing your real estate investment as a buffer against inflation. This you need to read as well. Powerful article. I've gotten several awards, including doctorate degrees. I'm big on charity works, and for me, it's because the essence of wealth is so that you can touch community, you can touch lives. And our company is also structured that way. We're big on CSR, giving back. Now, we don't give back because we have all the money in the world. We give back because we understand that out of the little you have, you just have to reach out. This is my latest set of books, Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs, Billionaire Habits for Pastors, and Billionaire Land Banker. You must read this Billionaire Land Banker because it shares how we've been able to build multi-billion naira assets in land banking and starting from almost scratch. Now, what are the areas of income for housing? Number 1 is called rental income, right? In short, rental income is the rent a landlord gets from his or her tenants. However, there are far more that goes into it, right? So when you have a house, whether it's family home, single family home, or condominium, as you can see the pictures that shows which one is a single family home, which one is condominium. The ones we're doing for now are single family homes. And data has shown that you earn more from single family home, particularly in Africa, even outside Africa, than multiple family homes. So we're starting first with single family homes in 9 locations. And we have discovered that the locations we're building in are locations that high net worth people are willing to live in. In fact, more part of our strategy is B2B. We currently are working with cooperative of ExxonMobil. We're working with cooperatives of several oil companies, so that even in some of the estates we're building, it is their cooperative members, it is this oil and gas expatriate that will be living there. So some of these companies will just be the one to even rent it and give it to their staff. That way, investors have almost as good as guaranteed returns on rent. Okay, so is my property an asset or a liability? I've always shared this. It is the property that you rent out that is a asset. I live in Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa is not an asset to me because I live there. I'm not getting rental income. Now, the only way I've been able to turn Burj Khalifa, where I live here in Dubai, to an asset is I've been able to leverage on the location. First of all, by seeing me live in Burj Khalifa gives top investors confidence to do business with me. So before this meeting, I just had a meeting with some partners who wanted to do a transaction of over $1 billion, right? And needed me to facilitate those transactions, be like bringing buyer and seller together. Now, they will not have reached out to me if I wasn't in Burj Khalifa. And I was also able to host both parties here at Burj Khalifa as well, right, for lunch, both parties, and we had a great time. So that's how I'm converting where I live in from a liability to an asset. But typically, your house that you live in is a liability because it's not generating constant cash flow. It is the one you buy and then you rent out, right? Because one, it puts money into your pocket. It's what you own, provide future benefits, what we call capital appreciation. In other words, you bought the property for, let's say, $100,000. Over time, it grows to what? To $200,000 or $250,000. Now, liability, because it takes money away from you. You need to keep maintaining the house, take care of it, make it, and then because you own it as well, all obligation, tax and non-tax related, is still your headache. Okay, now investing in real estate. There are several areas of real estate investment. You have what we call properties. You have REITs, which is real estate investment trust. You have mutual funds. You have private funds. Now, this that we do in Gvest is under real estate investment trust. It's a fractional investment program that is done in trust. In other words, you are partnering with us to help you invest, of course, put into groups. So, for example, a 1-bedroom goes for 51 million in Jasper. Now, if 5 of you pay 10 million, it means we've put 5 of you together to own one of those 1-bedroom, right? And when we eventually sell it, the profit we make from it, you are able to get a portion of it. Of course, even if we don't sell it, the rent we're earning, part of the profit goes to you for being part of those who helped us to raise funds to build that house, right? Is this making sense? If it makes sense, everybody please type, it makes sense, it makes sense. Now, here are evidences of people who have paid their returns on investment on Gvest. Here's somebody 10 million Naira, okay? This was 2022. This is somebody who just earned 9.6 million on his 40 million investment. Here's somebody 4.8 million. So you have several people who have earned. We've had some of them share their testimonies today as well, and I want to thank them for doing that. However, we now have two options of investment. We have the dollar option, where you pay us in dollar and your returns will be sent to you in dollar. And in that case, we can wire it to you anywhere in the world, to your domiciliary accounts anywhere in the world. Okay, and this is a very good option for those who are outside Africa, and I want to get their returns back to them in, outside of Africa. Okay, but the minimum is $50,000, and the ROI is 8%. Now, this is way higher than you'll get in any form of, stable, low risk investment in the US or in the UK or even here in Dubai. There are some investment that will give you higher than this, but they are high risk investment. They will tell you they are trading in gold, in diamond, in crypto, and you know what that means, right? All is gone. In this particular one you're doing with us, if anything happens, you can see the house that has been built. In fact, the good news is that all these 9 locations, we own the land, fully paid for, and no loan taken. All these 9 locations we're building houses in, we fully own the land and we didn't take loan for it, right? And the land exists as we speak. So it's not even a case of, we're about to do something and we've not yet paid for the land or something. So this is a very good advantage here in terms of this particular opportunity. We also have the Naire option, which you have from 10 million minimum investment, 18%, you have 20 million. So what we do is that if you invest more, you get higher returns for investing a lot more money. Okay. Now here is an example of why this is a fantastic investment model. Now this is as at 2022, that's last year. 1 bedroom in Jasper was going for 32 million last year. Okay, right? Early 2022. As of this year, what did you see, guys? 51 million for the same 1 bedroom. What's leading to this? High cost of inflation, high cost of building material. Most building materials are imported, so the value keeps going up. So imagine you are the one that invested, okay, last year. See, just capital appreciation alone is about 20 million on 1 bedroom, right? For those who do 2 bedroom, 47 million. As of this year, is 72 million. Now, funny enough, as at 2021, early 2021, this 1 bedroom was 18 million, 17 million. If I remember meeting a bank MD and I showed him our brochure, and he said, is there a house of 18 million or is it 17 million? Either between 17 and 18 million then. This was 2021, early 2021. So imagine you invested in 2021. So what we're saying is that even if you now don't want to buy the house, because there are people who will say, I don't want the headache of owning a house in Nigeria, okay, looking for who will rent it, all that liability, okay, I will give GTEx the money. Go build the house, manage it, but just give me guaranteed returns. But what this is showing you is that we're not promising you what we can make. How many of you can see from this margin that GTEx will make enough money to be able to pay my money, right? Because this is one of the things that I teach people often. Many of us are busy doing investment, okay? And all we're after is the returns, is the volume of ROI. And we are not doing the analysis that what guarantees that these people will be able to pay me back my money, right? What is the profit margin in the business they're doing, right? What's the true state of things? What's the growth level? So we just end up putting our money into investment. At the end of the day, the partners couldn't make the money. And because they couldn't make the money, at the end of the day, They can't pay us. And we come back complaining, claiming we're scammed. But the reality is that you too should have asked and do your analysis well. Okay? Before I put my money into an investment, what is the proof that this company will make more than what they promised me? Because if they don't make more than what they promise you, they are not going to pay your returns. They are not foolish. They are investors. They are in business to make money. So they have to be pure analysis that proves that there will be returns on investment. Are you learning something, guys? If you are learning something, kindly type, I'm learning something. Guys, talk to me. Are you learning? If you are learning, type, I'm learning. So, and that's why I am taking my time to show you the evidence of the kind of returns we will be making. So you are investing with this. In fact, I can categorically tell you that this 1 bedroom will be running to over 100 million very soon. So you are smart now and you are doing real estate investment trust with us at GTEX, there is a guarantee that, hey, you will get back your money because we are making our money as well. The growth is very, is certain, and the data are there that shows you that, hey, this thing will keep bringing money. And so you can relax that you will make enough money to cover up for what you have invested. So let me continue my slide. So what are the locations we are building these houses, right? We have Jasper Estate, in Ibejuleki, called Lekki Town. This is just 5 minutes from the new Dangote refinery, which is the largest refinery in the world. This is the same location where the seaport, largest seaport in Africa, was dedicated. It has free trade zone and is not far from La Campagne Tropicana. There's so much going on in that area. In fact, the number of expatriates, the place currently has the largest concentration of expatriates in the whole of Africa. There are over 15,000 expatriates from China, from India, and even Dangote Refinery had to put them in a temporary shelter, a canopy house. Okay? And once the refinery is completed, it will no longer be safe for them to remain in that kind of shelter. So right now, the only person who has estates that people already live in is Amen Phase 1. And if you go and check your data, you see the prices Amen is selling, because there is like a monopoly. They're the only one who have houses people are living in. So in fact, at the moment, they are sold out in all the houses. And to rent Amen phase 1 for a day, they are charging as high as almost 100,000 naira to rent for a day, because they are the only one who have like a decent housing in that entire community. So the demand for modern quality houses needed. Guess what? Nobody is building green and smart home in that entire axis. We are the only one doing that. So we are guaranteed that anybody who is renting house from you will pay more in rent compared to other normal houses that are not green and smart. It's a very secure environment, all fenced round. If you go to Jasper now, we've already fenced it round. CCTV camera, we've done interlocking, so a very, very well-built neighborhood that, guarantee a lot. We also have Jasper Estate, Isheri. Isheri shares border with Magodo, okay? On your right, if you're coming from Lagos, and on your left, it shares border with Bega in Lagos, Nigeria. It's close to China's television, close to Rainbow FM. It's close to Turkish International School, right? A lot of estates already reside there as well. Okay. Next estate, let me see. Okay, we have some video to play to you. This is old adverts of Jasper by one of the celebrities.
Gvest Cooperative is a brand with vision of having the largest green and smart estate with innovation and technology. The vision has given birth to Jasper Gardenia, along the coastline of Ibejuleki, Lagos. The first green and smart affordable estate. Now, Jasper Estate is just 10 minutes away from Dangote Refinery and it's just opposite the Lekki Golf Course. And guess what? The title is given. Now, you can get a property here because here, my friend, is the future.
GTEX Homes. We don't just sell properties. We help you build your future.
So if you go to our YouTube page, you're going to see a lot of videos about this estate. So this is the video for the Sherry, the day we launched it. We had Ketan Shaw, Macaroni. These are Nigerian celebrities.
Thanks for staying with us. Now to housing development. GTEX Homes has again demonstrated why it is largely regarded as one of the most proactive and dynamic property development and management companies in the country. The innovative and reliable real estate company has unveiled plans to build luxury green and smart homes for Nigerians at home and those in the diaspora. Kelly Giga tells us more.
This is the phase one. It's 150 plots in total. It's already fenced round already. And then we have phase two is directly behind it.
GTEX Homes, a company already known amongst industry experts as one of the first to introduce the idea of green, smart, and luxury homes, is now raising the stakes even higher, with Lagos tagged the world's fastest growing megacity and densely overpopulated. GTEX Homes is here today unveiling plans to build sustainable houses using experts with experience from all over the world and quality materials that can stand the test of time.
Lagos is exploding in terms of population growth. If you own a piece of Lagos, you own money and you own gold. So get yours today.
The GMD and CEO, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, also takes participants, journalists and celebrities, including Nigerian actors and content creators around the estate to have a first-hand experience.
This is the 3D model of how it will look like. So towards this front here, there are some hotels and commercial malls and all of that.
And for Kate Henshaw and Mr. Macaroni, the Jasper Sherry Smart, Green and Luxury Homes is a commendable initiative.
This is not outside of Lagos, just on the outskirts. So you're not outside of Lagos. You're not going to miss out on anything. It's not going to take you hours to get to your desired location in Lagos. And of course, by the time this place is ready, it's going to blossom. There's nothing like having a piece of land. It's always increases in value, never ever decreases.
This environment, is in high demand already, and it's going to be in high demand in some years to come. So why not have one of that now, one of the piece, so that when that time comes, that if at all you don't want it for yourself any longer, you want to sell, that you are going to see over 200-300% in increase.
Plot 8, plot 7. Wow.
There was also time for allocation, as buyers are already keen into the Jasper Sherry Smart, Green and Luxury Homes. Kelly Giga, TVC News, Lagos.
Okay. How many of you love what you're saying? Come on, guys, talk to me. How many of you love what you're saying? If you love what you're saying, type, I love this, I love this. I love to hear your feedback. Okay, before I continue the presentation. If you love what you're saying, just type, I love this, I'm excited, this, come on, give me some update. Because I'm just the one teaching and teaching. Okay, good, I can see. Oh, John loves this. Tommy, Charlie loves this. Churchill, Okafor, Patrick, Jessica, Elizabeth, Ed. Oh, good. Okay, beautiful. I'm happy that you all love this. So let me continue. Now I'm encouraged to continue, right? So We also have our Jasper Estate Ibejulek, Lugbe in Abuja. This is just 3 minutes from Dunamis Church and on the express road, just few minutes off the express road. Beautiful estate as well. Same thing happening here in terms of old price. See the old price. 3-bedroom, because we're doing 3 and 4-bedroom there. 3-bedroom was going for 59 million last year. Right now, the same 3-bedroom is going for 97 million. While 4-bedroom last year was going for 69 million. Now it's going for 106 million. So there's so much appreciation in all these estates, even before completion. And
my name is Steven Akida. I'm the MDC of GTEX Homes. Welcome to Jasper Estate, Abuja. Green, smart home that we're creating here. And we're selling both land and building here at Jasper Estate, Abuja. We encourage you to invest. It's a fantastic place. Remember, you don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait. Jasper Estate is a beautiful place. And I've known Stephen Akintara for quite a while now. He's one person that I've seen that whatever he touches and eventually comes into date.
GTEX Homes. We don't just sell properties. We help you build your future.
okay, that's that for that. We also have the Roselium Estate, which is Lagos Bejuleki, just before you get to Jasper Estate in Bejuleki. We have Roselium Estate in Abeokuta Expressway. We have Roselium Estate in Asaba, as well as the Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Same model will be starting the housing units there as well. So you have the real estate. The name of the housing is different from the name of the estate. So any Jasper estate, the housing estate is called Gardenia. Any real estate, the housing name is called Roselium. That's how we've patterned all our estates. So this is close to Oniru Beach, Amen Estate, Seventh-day Adventist. It has all this beautiful location. And let me show you.
Beachfront Estate. As you can see, we've done the interlocking straight to the express road. People live here. The beach is just 1 minute from here. It's the perfect place to own a house. Now, what's unique about this estate is that people already live here, right? So it's a place you build your house, you move in immediately. And of course, we now have 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4, 5-bedroom here. But more importantly, we also have land. So you can buy land as well here. Unfortunately, as for the land part, we only have 50 plots left. And out of the 50, we're only even selling 20 at this point. So call the numbers on the screen and get your own. Remember, for the housing, if you're buying 3, 4, or 5-bedroom, you get a brand new car for free. Yes, brand new car if you're paying all the money at once. And if you're doing installment payment, we are giving you an opportunity for all expense paid trip to Maldives or Seychelles, or even all expense paid trip to come back to Nigeria to see the property itself. A lot of work is going on, and I want to invite you on the 19th of February as we officially relaunch this estate and show you the master plan and the amazing work we're doing here. You don't want to miss it for anything. Go register for the event, www.gtexhomes.com /relaunch. Pick the real beachfront or Jasper Estate. We're doing the two together the same day. It's going to be massive, and I look forward to seeing you. There are a lot of celebrities will be joining us as well. It's going to be great. Don't miss it for anything in the world. Don't be told.
Okay, so that
Welcome to
that estate. So because of time, I may not go into all these other estates because of time. But you can see them some financial estates. I think because of time. We're also doing mega allocation. For those who currently bought land from all our estates, we're doing one on the 18th of March, and we're doing one on 18th of February, sorry. Farouk, you made a mistake. 18th of February, and then 25th of March. Okay. So thank you, everybody. And that is it for my presentation today. Did you learn something, guys? Is this something you're proud to be a part of? Come on, guys. If you're proud to be part of this, just type I'm proud, I'm proud. If you learned something, type I learned something. I'm ready to take your questions at this point. And of course, ready to have you get started in terms of investment. So Ikena will drop the number of Gvest and the email for Gvest for as many of you who want to invest right away in this 10 billion naira we're raising. You can call that number right now. They'll give you all the details and you can invest. However, let me give some quick updates about the fact that we will no longer be taking 10 million naira investment from next week, Monday. It will now be 15 million. And then upper Monday, it's increased to 20 million. Why? We're trying to raise 10 billion urgently. If we keep taking just 10 million, right, it will take us longer time to raise the money. So we're trying to make the minimum entry to be 30 million naira. And if you're doing the dollar option, minimum to be 100,000. So we're giving like every week, we're increasing it by a certain amount as to minimum amount you can invest. Okay, so I'm ready to take questions. Charles Tommy is ready to invest. He needs the number right away. So Ikena, can you drop the Gvest number and the email to call at which email, Gvest email for those who want to send email. So you can either call or send an email or send a WhatsApp message. And even tonight, you can start your investment right away. For some people who say, okay, I want to do the 10 million, but right now in the bank, I only have maybe 5 million. But in 2 weeks' time, I can balance the remaining 5 million so that I don't lose out on the opportunity to invest as low as 10 million. The answer is yes, you can do that. However, your ROI will start reading on the day you pay the balance. Samantha says, I'm looking for a real estate agent. Samantha, there's no problem at all. We have some of our team members here who can be your agent. One of them is Blessing Ezeagu. Blessing is +234 80 930 7599 999. So you can call Blessing on that number. She will help you out with that. Okay? Ikechukwu had been waiting. What's going on? You don't know your Gvest number again. Can you post it? Okay, any more questions? So I've answered the 2 questions I've seen. Any more questions? Feel free to ask your questions, guys. Actually, I want to list and sell my real estate property. Well, we don't do that here. We have our own developments, and that's what we're selling, Samantha. Okay, so to sell your own, Ola Yinka says, what happened to the current investors of 3? No, you continue to earn your returns. You know, those who are allowed to invest 2 million or 5 million, you continue to get your returns. It's just that we're not taking new investor with that low amount anymore. So you were lucky. You took advantage of it earlier. Okay. But the question is, what happened to after the 3-year tenure? After the 3-year tenure, you get back your capital, Olayinka. And if you want to continue, you need to add more money to be able to start a new investment. So that's the answer. When is GTES looking at building in the USA? Well, at the moment, we currently help people acquire properties in the US, even as of now, and a lot of people are investing. Our first US deal is gone. I mean, that was a one-time deal. It was an estate in Dallas. So we're hoping to do the second one because that just went, somebody bought the whole thing at once. So we're looking at the next deal in the US, but normally you want 1 apartment, 2 apartments, state your location, state your budget. We can help you out with that. Otibe Hansen says, this is massive insight. Thank you so much for the time. You're welcome. Churchill Okafor says, mine is a comment. The green plan of the estate is perfect, sir. Not every real estate firm is adopting green aspect of real estate because it's beyond the aesthetics. It helps the planet too. Absolutely. In fact, it's also expensive. So we're trusting God to be able to attract donors, grants in the future to be able to complete most of this estate because it's expensive. Charles Tommy says, when is GTES looking at coming to you? As soon as we get a suitable land, okay, we'll come to you. Patrick Abalaka says, do you have any deal in St. Kitts and Nevis? At the moment, no, we don't. Samantha says, what amenities are available in your estate properties? All the amenities, swimming pool, gyms, everything a house needs to have. But of course, we're not furnishing it, so you furnish it yourself. Otibe Hansen says, also, real estate is a field of endeavor I have genuine interest in. I did like to inquire if you take or are taking mentees. I love to submit myself. Yes, we're taking mentees, just that the mentee must pay for the time to be mentored and supported. So you have to be willing to pay for that. Ikena, you didn't drop the number. What's going on? Farouk, are you there? I think Farouk should take over at this point. Because I don't know what's going on, whether Ikena's network is affecting him. Farouk, can you take over and help us post the Gvest email and phone number, okay? So that, you know, you can handle that. Where's Farouk? So I want to thank all of you once again for being part of today's training. God bless you real good. Call the numbers being presented and happy investing. And looking forward to seeing you investing with us and making money together. What I love about what we're doing is we're creating a win-win situation for you and for our company. So there's a win-win for both parties and everybody is making money this way. How much is mentorship? You know, I want to learn. Ahmed Abbas, for all of you who want to join my mentorship program, please contact Joshua on +234 81 800 00618. We have several mentorship programs, and Joshua will help you as to how to go about it. Okay? So contact Joshua again, +234 81 0000618. And his name is Joshua. He's in charge of my coaching and mentorship program. He will help. Farouk, are you there? Hello, Farouk, are you there? Hello, Farouk, are you there? Where's Farouk? Somebody get Farouk. Oluwayomi Triumphant Abatan says, I just joined. Can I have access to recording? Absolutely. So you need to go to Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Go subscribe right now. And in 30 minutes, but subscribe, because the advantage of subscribing now is that once the video is uploaded, you will get a notification and you can watch it all over again. Okay, so definitely that's is being done. Farouk, if you're here, please unmute and go ahead, Farouk. Or can anybody take over and wrap up, please? Either James or anyone. Elizabeth says, though I joined late because of another engagement, but I'm always blessed to listen to you. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm glad to know. Is it being streamed live on YouTube? I just mentioned, go to this Dr. S. Akintayo. I just posted that. Subscribe to the channel, right? Subscribe to the push notification. Once it's uploaded, it will notify you and you can watch it. I didn't talk about streaming. I talked about the fact that we will later upload it and you just go type the word DSA Akintayo on YouTube and then subscribe. Okay, just type the name. There's no link. Type the name on YouTube and you are free. Somebody says, Christopher says, when will GTS have strategic billboard adverts in locations? Well, for us, that wasn't an immediate move because Adron or other people you mentioned, they were catering towards the mass market. Okay, so when Adron started, some of these companies, with as low as 100,000, you can become their clients. GTEX, average of our estate is 5 million and above. Okay, and so because of that, we cater towards specific types of customers. So there was no need to just have billboard everywhere. Okay, because we are kind of our average customers are the upper middle class. So when it comes to marketing, it has to be strategic. You do it based on who are your clientele, who are your customers, and you go, where they are. So yes, at some point, GTEX will do a lot of billboards, but even when we do billboards, it's in strategic location. For example, last year we did a lot of billboards, but the billboard was at the airport. So if you are not traveling, you will not know. And again, that was intentional because most of our clients, over 90% of our clients are Nigerians in diaspora, aside non-Nigerians at all, who are also our clients. We do billboards, we do a lot of this marketing, but it's strategic, and the goal is to focus on those who can afford what we sell and target that specific market rather than just being everywhere and, attracting those who might not even be able to afford what we sell. Okay, so that is an intentional strategic move when it comes to our brand and our company. So for us, that's reason why you may not see our billboard everywhere, but we do it, but it's to certain strategic location. Okay? Any more question? Any more question? Are we on social media? Absolutely. Just type GTEX Homes. You will see us on social media, right? Just Google GTEX Homes. You see all our social media accounts. Our social media account is GTEX Homes. Okay, on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, GTEX Homes. We're there. Absolutely. We're there for you. Any more questions? If there's none, once again, thank you for being part of today's event. Really appreciate you all. Ikin has been mentioning your name all this while and you've just been quiet. 10 million investment lasts till when? It lasts till this Friday. Okay. After Friday, it's going to be 15 million. Okay. And then upper week is going to increase to 20, and then that's how we increase it gradually. Right? Ikena, are you there? Ikenamba. You are welcome. All of you, Ohenero, you are welcome. You're welcome. Ikenamba, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm here.
Can you unmute yourself? Because you have.
Yes, I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted.
Well, give us the details for Gvest phone number and email and wrap up the meeting. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Okay. All right. So the number to call for Gvest (080). Are we there? 3580 3253 or 090. Are we there? 111 74 994. I call it again. 090 111 74 994. For the last time. 090 111 74 994. Thank you. Zero 111 74 994. 994. All right. Thank you for joining this webinar. We wait to receive your calls. We wait to receive mails from you as you pursue your client and prospects, and wish you all the best in these endeavors. God bless you.